Hello, it's Kayren Spain of Kayren Spain Designs, and I am about to do a project for my great grandson, JW. His last name is Duncan, like Dunkin' Donuts. No, it's not really. Anyway, I was in Hobby Lobby the other day, and I don't know if you can see, it's a very big truck. And I will show it better when I start painting it, but I'm just introducing it right now. But I found this for JW, and it's really big, and it's so big that I couldn't put it on my normal table because I'm not tall enough. And so I put it down here on my drafting table. So I'm going to be filming from a side angle as I paint, and I'm hoping that JW will get to see this video someday to watch his great Nana paint something for him. He has one thing that I painted for him, and I think he loves it, and he talks about it, and he says his Nana painted it. So this will be something else. It's actually not a toy. It does not have wheels that roll, so it's going to be an item in his room. And I thought about several things he could do with it in this big bed. He could put his stuffed animals in here, or he could put his favorite books in here. And as he grows, he could take it to college with him, and put his books in it. Or when he gets his own home, he could put plants in it on the front porch, or the back porch, or the deck, or whatever. So it's something that I hope will go with him, grow with him, and that he will keep it maybe for a long time to remember his great Nana by. So I'll be back when I get ready to show you some painting. See you in a bit. And please, please subscribe to my channel. You can like or share. You can also hit the little bell and you'll get notifications when I put out new videos. So, and leave a comment if you want. But I'm not that big of a deal on YouTube. I have now 69 subscribers and upwards of sometimes 80s, 90 views on some things. So, like I say, I'm no big deal. But I'm doing this for my children, my grandchildren, as it was their suggestion that I do this in the first place. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Good morning, JW. My one and only great grandson. I'm doing this for you, and everybody else can just tune me out because I know JW. I've been around him a couple of times, and I know how inquisitive he is. He's going to know what and why and how about everything on this truck. So I'm going to explain to him what I've just done. Okay, JW, the first thing I ever do is clean whatever I'm going to paint with alcohol, because that gets off any oils or fingerprints or anything that would make the paint come off later. You don't want the paint to come off. And then I prime the areas that I'm going to paint. So I decided all the areas on this truck that I'm going to paint. So I have them primed with a white primer up on the roof, on the hood, on the fenders, and in the back in the bed. So those are the areas that I'm going to do probably my signature black and white royal squares. And your grandmother, Kimmy Schwimmy, can explain to you what the royal squares is all about. I'm not going to go there, but she can say, you can ask her, Grammy Schwimmy, or whatever you call her, what does the royal squares mean? Where did you get that name? Because she's the one who named all of my things that I paint. I'm also going to do some stately stripes, and she can explain that to you too. I'm going to do stripes and squares and a few other things. I'm going to paint the hubcaps. I'm going to paint the mirrors. I'm going to paint the grill and the bumpers on the front, and there's not a bumper on the back. So anyway, those are the things I'm going to paint. And but the next thing I have to do after priming, you put primer on so that the paint will adhere to this already painted surface. So again, so the paint will stay on. And next thing I'm going to do is when I'm painting on metal like this, a lot of times I use Rust-Oleum's semi-gloss white, and I'll put white all over where I've primed. Then I'll come back, I'll grid, and I'll explain that to you later. I'll do the gridding, and then I'll paint in my black royal squares, and then I will embellish. So we will see this process as it goes along. And I know you want to know everything. Why? This is why. So I'll come back to you in a bit. I may show a little bit of painting the white, but for now, Nana's out.
She is white, got the silver stars tonight. She is black and he is brown. Look at the green grass on the ground. She is skinny, he is round. Everybody's different now. He is old and she is new. I am different, so are you. We are crayons coloring the world. Different crayons filling up the world. Pink and Rooster's red. Got the feathers on his head. Fishy's blue and Dolphin's gray. Got the way the dolphins play. All the colors of the world. Every boy and every girl. Put them all together now. We're beautiful together. We are crayons coloring the world. Different crayons filling up the world with different colors. We are a box of crayons, coloring the world, coloring the world. We are a box of crayons, coloring the world, coloring the world. We are a box of crayons, coloring the world, coloring the world. We are a box of crayons, coloring the world, coloring the world. We are a box of crayons. Superhero day, we're gonna live in a
Well, I'm back here, JW, and I have put on the, oh dear, it's hard to get me in the truck. I put on the primer, not the primer, I put on the base coat everywhere. I painted the running board black, it was red, and I put primer over the, I guess those are called hubcaps, and I'm going to paint them silver. And I've got the bed of the back, and the bed is going to get painted. The roof's going to get painted. And now what I will do, JW, is I will measure each section, and basically all these sections I will consider as a rectangle. That's boop, 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 long and equidistant, equal, anyhow, a rectangle. Get your dad or mother to explain that to you. And if you have a rectangle and you're trying to put the royal squares and you want it to start and end in the same color, you have to have an odd number. Now, odd numbers are like 1, 3, 5, 7, so forth. So I need an odd number to measure out. And what I do is I take my measuring tape, and I've already measured, and it's 11 inches, the area that I'm gonna do. It's 11 inches. So I'll do each square an inch, and I'll have an odd number, and it'll start and end in black, or start and end in white, which however it goes. And this part is like 3 inches, which is perfect because that means I can have 3 rows starting and ending in black. I always say black. Then I'll measure every section. This is 7 inches, which is perfect, odd number. This is 6.5. I'll have to factor that in when I do it. So anyway, I'll measure the hood, I'll measure the roof and the back of the bed, and see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do stripes, stately stripes here. I'm going to do stately stripes in the bed of the truck, and I'm going to do the royal squares on the back and all around the fenders. The tops of them are going to be royal stately stripes. Again, get Kimmy Schwimmy, Grammy, Kimmy, to explain what that means, okay? And so now I'm going to measure and grid, and I will use a gel pen, which wipes off really easily if I make a mistake, to make all of my lines, and then I will go and start painting in between each little square or stripe. So that's what's going on, JW. I love you. Okay, JW, I thought I would show you one little section how I do my gridding. Okay, this door is 7 inches, which is great because it's a rectangle. Actually, it's a square, but I treat it like a rectangle. Your dad's going to be teaching you some math. So I'm going to mark off every inch. Little mark. Little marks. Okay, I'll go down a little further and do it again. Okay, now, so then I'm going to put my little ruler, actually I'm going to put it down, whoops, and line up the marks and draw my line all the way down. So there's my first line. Can you see, JW? Let me move the camera a little closer. So I'm making the lines to paint the royal squares. And I do this all the way across. when I first started doing these videos, your Grammy Schwammy or Grammy Kimmy, or I'm not sure what you call her, but your grandmother, Kimmy Schwimmy, she would beg me to show doing this. Okay, so now I got the lines going down. Now I need the lines going across to make squares. So it's actually seems like it's 6.5. Okay, so I'll make my first line here and here and here, here and here, and I'll do the same over here. It's hot. This thing is on. I'm going to show you something else in a minute. So I'll make my little marks. And then I put my needle this way on the little marks, and I draw my crossways. Alright, so I just keep going down until I get them all done. And the good thing about it is, see, if the little line smudges, it comes right off with a Q-tip. So I'm going to keep doing those lines, and then I'll have the royal squares on the door. And after I do that, I'm going to turn around and show you. I've already got all of these gridded off, and I have the little X's, little X marks, if you can see them, where I'm going to paint black. And I do that all the way around. Let's see, let me go around here. See, this is on a Lazy Susan or a turntable, so that I can easily move it. Sometimes it's iffy on me because if I need it to stay still, it doesn't want to stay still. And oh, there we go. See, there's some gel marks. They come right off. So see, I have my X marks. XXX, 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 XXX. And I'll paint all those squares black. And I'm going to do that everywhere. I've decided to do this down the skirt on the fenders in stripes and do the royal squares on the top. That's just a decision I made once I started marking it off. And I'll be back when I start painting the squares. The royal squares. Love you, JW. Well, finally ready to start painting the royal squares. And I'll just be using my black paint. I'm using my Martha Stewart's Beetle Black. And I'm going to let you watch me paint some. And then I will pause the camera and keep going because it's too long, too boring, as Kim would say. Okay, here we go.
Come on and get in our airplane, fly over the sea. We're gonna fly to Australia. We're gonna see what we can.
I don't know if you can hear in the background, my next door neighbor, or one neighbor down, is getting a new roof, and all that hammering noise is putting on the shingles of the roof, and the guys yelling at each other. If you hear that, that's what it is. There's always some noise around here. I don't have a soundproof studio, so it's either my air conditioner making noises, or the lawn people blowing the leaves or mowing the grass, or my neighbor's dog barking. His name is Rascal, and I adore him, so I don't care if he barks. He's my buddy. He's not barking at me. He's barking at people down by the lake. Usually walking along the path. But you see how these are going. And then once I get all this done, I'll go back and do oh, there's somebody at my house. Did you hear the doorbell? All right, I gotta take a break. Stop the camera. Okay, JW, I had a little visitor, but she's gone. And now I'm back to my royal squares.
And fly over the sea. We're gonna fly to North America. We're gonna see what we can see. And then we'll slow it down and land on the ground.
We see thousands of people in a concert light. We're in a rock and roll band, we're gonna rock tonight.
Come on and sing, everybody. Sing, everybody. Put your hands up high. Put your hands up high. Get ready to take off. Ready to take off. We're gonna fly, 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 fly. Come on and sing, everybody. Sing, everybody. Put your hands up high. Put your hands up high. Get ready to take off. Ready to take off. We're gonna fly, fly, fly. We're gonna fly so high all across the sky.
Okay, JW, here, I couldn't show you this because it's down inside the truck. But that's, we put a wood floor in the bed of your truck. Or I put a wood floor in the bed of your truck. Now I've got to do all those royal squares. And then I'll come and we'll do some embellishing together. Well, JW, it's another morning. Good morning. I hope you're doing good. I did a lot of work on your truck because I could never film all the painting of all the royal squares because it would take hours and you would get very bored. So I just wanted to show you what I've done. If I can, let me get the camera over this way a little bit more. Anyway, if you can see, I got I'm going to put another coat of silver on the hubcaps. And I've got the squares, I did stripes and squares. I've still got to do the headlights. They're going to be yellow to look like they're shining at night. I still got to do the grill. I've got to do the hood. I got the other side done. I've got the roof is stripes, and I don't think you can see the bed of the truck. Well, maybe you can a little bit. You can see it a little bit. I did it like this is an old truck with a wood floor. So it's got wood planks and the nails at the joints, and then I still got to do the royal squares on the back. So that's what's going to happen today, and then I will show you when we start embellishing. That's a big word, and I will explain that when we get there, okay? Anyway, I hope you're going to like it. It's looking really cute, but it's got a way to go before it looks finished. So, good morning. Good morning. I love you. My big face. Oh, my God. That's too big. Too big, too close. Bye.
I'm gonna be an astronaut, an astronaut, an astronaut. I'm gonna be an astronaut, gonna count down and then take off.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off! Twinkle, twinkle, little star, quiet night, night. Flying around the Milky Way. I'm an astronaut today. I'm gonna be an astronaut, an astronaut, an astronaut. I'm gonna be an astronaut. Gonna count down and then take off.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Okay, JW, it's time to embellish. I've got all the painting done, and it's maybe hard for you to see, but it's all done all the way around to the front lights that are on. The lights are on bright at night. And anyway, we're going to start embellishing. Now you'll have to get your mama, probably your mother, your mommy, whatever you call her, Chelsea, to spell it for you. Embellishment. And I don't have the dictionary out, but to me it means to enhance, to add to make more, I say, more beautiful, more exciting, more just adding to it and making it better. So we're going to start. I have to use these special brushes. Let's see if you can see that. It has little divided brushes, and I just dip it in the paint. Now I'm going to start embellishing the white with the black paint, and I just get a tiny bit on the bristles, and then I do this. I go from the black up into the white, and then I come from the black down into the white, and it just adds a little bit of interest, or just makes it not so boring as just black and white, which looks like the flags at the races. You don't want it to look like the flags at the races, I don't think. So I'll just go all over this entire truck and do this to the white part. And sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's a little. It just depends on how it comes off the brush. I don't know if you can see that. When I get it up on my computer, I'll zoom in on it and you can see it better. But that's embellishing, and I will do I'll do the black into all of the white, and then I'll go back and do white into the black. So I have to let the black dry first. So this is what I do. And it just makes it, this is going to make this truck look a little more old, because I put the wooden bed in the truck, which that's very old-fashioned. They don't do that anymore. If you looked at trucks these days, they got them so fancy, it's unbelievable. So there, I've got that whole, let's see, let me bring it in. See that? That's embellishing.
Let's go marching, singing a song. La da di da day. I am happy to be an ant today. We are the ants. We're many species. We are the ants. We dig so deeply. We tunnel down to 15 feet. We build a mound together so we all can sleep. Ants go marching, ants go marching, ants go marching along. Ants go marching.
Well, JW, it's all done. There's one little more thing I might do to it, but I finished embellishing, and now I'm going to let you see the real deal. And there's a little person who decided to take a ride to try it out. Hopefully you'll see that. Okay. Okay, let's see. You can see somebody. They actually have blue eyes and brown hair. I know you don't have blue eyes, but the hair, I thought, oops, it looks something like JW, and it fit in the truck. They fit in the truck, so you see what's happening. It's all done. And there's a little person in there driving the truck. There's the back with the wood bed. They used to make them that way long years ago. Don't do that anymore. Anyway, there it is. There it is, all embellished. I hope you like it. Now you know what has to happen. You have to come see me so you can get it and take it home. Alrighty, that's it. We're done. Love you, JW. I hope you like the video, and I hope you like your truck. Bye-bye. And again, it's Kayren Spain of Kayren Spain Designs. And even though this is a special video for JW, my great-grandson, I hope that you might have enjoyed the process too. And please subscribe to my channel. Like, share, hit the bell if you want to get notifications when I put up new videos. But that's it. That's all, folks. Bye-bye.
About it. Come on, everybody, now sing.